my sprint to 100. I'm participating in the Harry the Big Dog 100 video live stream challenge. 30 days to make 100 videos. And so, I endeavor to come on and give videos that have some substance, something that can touch your hearts and your minds, and hopefully something that could help grow your business. So today I'm just doing a wrap up for this video on what an amazing training that we had at the Faithpreneurs for the Q4 training today. Today I went in and we talked about mastering your media, the steps that you have to take, and it's actually 4 simple P's. I told you guys about them the other days, but we did a deep dive into those 4 P's along with the how-tos, going on to the different platforms to show how each one of those platforms work in relation to understanding your audience and your marketplace. So I wanted to pop on today because today has been a long day. I'm telling you, today was one of those days where I was really tired, actually. I kind of drug through the day and I was a little concerned, to tell you the truth, if I was going to have the energy in order to be able to get through the live stream videos. But folks like Harry the Big Dog, Chris Gloss, Shauna Vinson, Regina, and TC, and all the others who are either participating in the live stream challenge or who are really focused on supporting those of us who have taken up this challenge and said, you know what, let's do something that is going to not only help us in our developmental process, but also those things that will help others to step outside of their own comfort zones. And as you know, Chris, he runs the page and the movement Step Outside of Your Comfort Zone, Step Out Comfort Zone, right here on Facebook. Harry, he's got a few things here on Facebook, one of which is DJ Interview, where he interviews DJs and all of those folks who assist in the DJ world, supporting DJs and talent. And that's actually been a really cool interview to watch that series just unfold. I remember when Harry started it out, and it started out as his own personal challenge. It was National DJ Month, and Harry decided to, hey, Shauna, Harry decided to jump on in and create a series of live streams where he's interviewing DJs from all over. And then that grew into, or I should say, blossomed into where we are right now with the 100 video live stream challenge. It was just Harry's personal goal to do 100 videos in a month, 30 days, and to really just accomplish it for himself. We happened to jump in. I jumped in because then Shauna ended up jumping in. And then after Shauna jumped in, I was like, well, I can't not jump in now because she jumped in. And so how's that going to look when your coachee jumps in and takes up a challenge that you're not willing to take up yourself? So I decided to jump on in. I had no intention of doing 100 videos at all. A matter of fact, I expected that I was going to hibernate probably through the winter and maybe do a guest appearance here and there and just stay behind the scenes. But no, my crew had to decide to jump on and do a live stream challenge themselves. And then Regina came along, jumped on. Before Regina, TC jumped on. And then Chris started doing his thing the other day, just bringing fire to his interviews and his topics of discussion. So I'm seeing this movement growing. And if you've noticed, all of those who have jumped in thus far, they started out maybe a little shaky, maybe a little nervous, maybe not knowing exactly what they were going to do or what they were going to say, but somewhere along the lines and very quickly, they developed their own voice. And in developing their own voice, what ended up happening is that we got to see the real them just come through, to where we no longer see the nervousness. We just see the real them and have learned to really appreciate what they bring to the table. I mean, I'm really excited every time that I see Shauna and Regina and TC and Chris and Harry get on and do their live streams. I always wait for it to say, okay, what are they going to talk about now? Because I never know. So I wanted to just talk about that today briefly. I want to keep this short because, I got to get my 5 in tonight. But one of the things that I noticed is that when you're bringing value to your marketplace, there's something that happens. There is a connection that is made because in that process of reaching out and saying, okay, well, how can I offer, what I offer? And hopefully it's valuable to the people who are watching. And you may not set out to, you always, at least I do, always set out to bring value, but you never know how that's going to come across. You never know how that's going to play out until you start doing it. And then, you hear crickets. Initially, you don't see anybody really watching your things. And you don't know if it's okay to continue going on. But when you press through and say, well, you know what, it doesn't matter if there's 0 or 1 person, or if there's 100 people in there, I'm going to still deliver the same content because what I want to see is when I finish, when I'm done live streaming, when I close my eyes, whatever, when I'm done, I want to know that my impact on my world has been a good one. So that's what encourages you. I know it definitely encourages me to show up to give as much value as I can. And that's whether it's in conversation, whether it's on a live stream, in person, in service, whatever that is, I want to make sure that wherever I am and I'm helping out or whatever, that I do pour as much of me in as I can. And hopefully I'm in the right space and God takes over from there. And he says, okay, yeah, I'll take it from here. So I want to encourage you, if you've ever wondered if you have value to give, the answer is yes, we all do. We may not all know what it is, and it may look different for each and every one of us. As a matter of fact, I guarantee it's going to look different for each and every one of us. We don't know what our voice, our presence, our service is doing for those onlookers who are just watching us silently, and we don't know. We don't know the impact that we're making on their lives. We don't realize the impact that by just simply showing up and doing what it is that God's given us to do, the impact that it has in our own lives. So I would encourage you that wherever you feel like you're stuck, make the opportunity. And I'm not saying take the opportunity, I'm saying make the opportunity. Make the opportunity to step outside of that stuckness and just make a move anyway. Because it's not going to be the perfect move. And it may not even be a full move, but the fact that you are moving in the direction that you ultimately want to be in, it's probably a good thing. Unless, you have like a vendetta to do harm or something, then it's not a good thing. But other than that, when you make the move, that first move, then endeavor to make the second move and then another move, and then develop a habit of continuing to make moves towards the bigger picture, towards the end goal. Endeavor to do things that you don't have to necessarily script. Planning is great, so long as the planning doesn't stop you from accomplishing what God has given you to accomplish. Sometimes we hide behind our plans. I'm not speaking at you. I'm speaking with you because I understand it, because I myself have experienced it, and I have to fight to get beyond that point to make sure that I don't just sit and plan without making actual actions. Okay. So just want you to know that it is, let's see what Shanta says. She says, it may be scary, but that is what fuels you. Absolutely. And you know what? Here's the beautiful thing about that. You will experience fear until you realize how much your presence means to those who are being positively impacted by your voice, by your actions, and by your mere presence. Sometimes just showing up is enough to encourage the person who has given up already and thinks that it's impossible. But by your showing up and them seeing you do your thing and it not being perfect and polished and, just high end and all of that, that may be the very thing that launches the next world leader. They may look at you and say, you know what, if you can do it, I can do it too. Thank you for just doing what you do without it having to be perfect. I've seen so many imperfect things turn 6, 7, and 8 figures. It's amazing when that happens. And one thing that I've seen that is consistent with all those, the common thread is that they did not allow the lack of fully being prepared to stop them. They didn't allow the lack of having everything all together stop them. They just moved and they continued to build a plan along the way. So I would encourage you, make sure that you just make the move and then allow the move to encourage you to make the next move and the next move and the next move and the next move until before you know it, you are full steam ahead on your way to your destination. Hope that message finds you well. I am the Jason Hodge. If you want to reach out to me, go ahead and connect with me, jasonhodge.biz, or you can put a comment in the comment section, DM me, and let me know what it is that, your big dream or your big picture looks like. And if you don't know what your big picture looks like and you would like help in figuring that out, I've heard that I'm really good at helping people do that. So go ahead and reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to, if at least, if I can't help you, to point you in the direction where you can get help. I've got an amazing network of people who absolutely love to pour into people's lives when those people take action. Okay. So I know I've got an amen corner, but that's for those who have already experienced that. Some of you are in the live stream, some of you are not. And wherever you are, I want you to remember to continue on your momentum. All right. On that note, I'm going to jump out. I got 4 more videos to do before this night is over. So I need to keep these things as short as humanly possible to make sure that I do deliver the value and get through my 100 videos on this here Harry the Big Dog 100 video live stream challenge. I'm Jason Hodge, aka the Jason Hodge. There's a story behind that. Maybe I'll tell it in one of these videos.